Football Dad's Army, a big weekend ahead for Arsenal. We know we've got to hope that Man City can fall down a little bit, or Fulham might be able to nick a draw at Craven Cottage to put Arsenal back in the driving seat to win this title. But we've got a tough game at Old Trafford. Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams, or has it turned into the theatre of nightmares for Man United at the moment? They're not playing very well. Arsenal haven't got a great record at Old Trafford, and it's going to be a tougher game than what people will think. I've done a little poll on my channel. Not many votes yet. I mean, I've got around 30 odd votes, or 30, 40 votes or something. So, but a very high percentage, 90 odd percent of them, of people are going for an Arsenal win. No draw. No one thinks it's going to be a draw. Everybody thinks that Arsenal, like 94%, I think it's 94, is it 96? Have a look there. They think that Arsenal are going to win this game. I believe that Arsenal can win this game, but on reflection, thinking about it, you know what happens, you get a bit pessimistic as time goes on. And, I'm starting to think, ooh, it might be a bit sticky for us. It might be just a little bit sticky. I mean, the only game on the running in recent games I was worried about was the Tottenham game, which we managed to win. We dominated it, really. We gifted them 2 goals in the end and won it 3-2. But, I mean, that was the only game I was really worried about. But this is thinking back to the history and thinking back to what's happened to us in the past. Now I'm starting to think, oh, it might be a little bit tricky. It might be a little bit tough. I believe that the midfield battle is going to be imperative for Arsenal. I mean, they've got an array of talent in midfield. Man United, with their new superstar, Kobe Mainoo. There's Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Scott McTominay, Christian Eriksen. They've got an array of talent in that midfield. And which way would they go? How will they set up? What will they do? They normally have a 3-man midfield as well. Not quite sure how they would set up to battle our brilliant midfield as well. But we haven't got as much choice as Man United, really. We are probably going to be going with Declan Rice, Thomas Partey and Odegaard. Thomas Partey or Jorginho. I want to see him go with Thomas Partey in that midfield. The system that's been working in recent weeks. Now, we won our last 4 games. I want to say quite comfortably, but there's been a couple of little sticky games. But yeah, basically we have won them quite comfortably. But I'm just trying to have a little think about this, and I think it happens to everybody going to Old Trafford. They must think that when you think about your own team, no matter what kind of form your team's in, it is still a sticky place to go because of the history. The history speaks for itself. You know how good Man United have been over the years, but this season they've not been very good. I think Ten Hag's career at Old Trafford is on a knife edge. He could fall off the cliff. Their last couple of games, if they say they lose to us and they lose their last game on the last day as well, I cannot see Ten Hag staying at the club much longer. There is apparent rumours that after the Euros that Gareth Southgate could be the next manager in line to take over at Old Trafford. But, I don't think that's going to happen, really. I think that's just paper talk. Bullshit, really, to me. I can't see him going for Gareth Southgate. His domestic career as a manager was terrible. He was at Middlesbrough. He got a 13th or 15th place finish in his first 2. It was around him sort of. I don't know for sure the numbers, the positions where he did finish, but it was about that. And then he got relegated in his 3rd season. So he might not have had the players that he would get if he was the Man United manager. But let's see what he does in his Euros as well, because we've got a team that can win this Euros. But the way Gareth Southgate plays, when he's got so many attacking options for England, the way he plays all backwards passing side, was very cautious manager. I think we should go for the juggler in the Euros, England, in terms of England. But this video is not about that. That's a whole other video. If you like this kind of content, if you like fan channel content, please stick a like on the video. I appreciate all the subscribers that I'm getting. It has grown the channel. I'm nearly at that 500 mark, nearly got 500 subscribers. I think I'm about 6 or 7 subscribers away from getting that little milestone for me. So thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate that. I'd love to know, all you fans out there, I don't care what team you support, let me know in the comment section below what you think is going to happen at Old Trafford this Sunday, 4:30. Do you think Arsenal can still keep going in this title race? I mean, Man City, please, fingers crossed, Man City slip up against Fulham. I think that's their only danger. They've got Fulham, and then they go away. They're away to Fulham. They go away to Spurs, who I think lost their last 4 games. The complete reverse of Arsenal winning their last 4 games, and this is a team, Tottenham, that said after the first 9 or 10 games of the season that they was going to win the league, and then they was going to finish higher than Arsenal, you know, and we're dead and they're brilliant and all that sort of shit. But now look what happened. The football gods had a little pop at Tottenham, didn't they? And they fell off the tree a little bit, and they're struggling now to get into the top 4. You know, I know they've got a game in hand against Aston Villa, but is this the Man City got the game in hand over Arsenal? And that's the game in hand. I think that's going to be on Tuesday, I believe. I think it's going to be on Tuesday. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check that, but it'll be a midweek game anyway. So I'd love to know what you all think. Do you think Arsenal can keep their run going? Do you think they can get a result against Man United at the Theatre of Nightmares now? It's going to be called the Theatre of Dreams. Was, you know, their old nickname when they was a dominant force, especially in them 90s, mid to late 90s and the early 2000s when they was dominant. And they, you know, since Ferguson left, they've not been the same team. They did have their chance when Mourinho was a manager there, but they got rid of him for some bullshit reasons, really. I think Jose Mourinho is one of the greatest managers that's ever been in the Premier League. Up there with Wenger, up there with Alex Ferguson and Pep. You know, Mourinho was a great manager, and I don't understand why they got rid of him. I don't even understand why Tottenham got rid of him. Tottenham sacked him on the eve of a cup final, and they wound up losing it. It's ridiculous to me. It makes no sense. I don't get that. But do you think Arsenal can get this result? Although I'm a bit pessimistic, I'm quietly confident. I watched their last game, the game against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace absolutely destroyed Man United, and I think the players' heads went down. Casemiro had the worst game I've ever seen him play for Man United, but they did play him in defence. They did try and play Casemiro in that centre-half position when he's really a defensive midfield player, where he could be a bit of an animal, to be fair. But I think our midfield can deal with him. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Get me to that 500 milestone, and I'll see you soon.